trace of the night on the way back down from the sky where you left my soul. Can you help me fly? I can't resist, 'cause you have got a hold on me. And all these thoughts, when you are here, you light up the dark sides. To live in the night shine, you take my life and light every side. You fade the dark inside. The living night shines. And the feeling's gone and I am left alone with a trace of the night on the way back down from the sky where you left my soul. Can you help me fly? I can't resist, 'cause you have got a hold on me. And all these thoughts, when you are here, you light up the dark sides. To live in the night shine, you take my life and light every side. You fade the dark inside. The living night shines.
Hi there guys, welcome in to another live session. Hope everyone's having a brilliant week. After the weekend's volatility, obviously. Still think Bitcoin's looking pretty good, to be honest. We'll jump into some data and have a look at what's going on. Just on the multiverse screen at the moment. But yeah, not too bad for Bitcoin, to be honest. What we'll do is we'll do the usual things. We'll have a look at the range. We'll have a look at where we've come from. We're going to have a look at depth, open interest, order book ratios, all the good stuff that gives us a good recipe for trading. If you're new, or if you're coming from the Telegram or Discord, actually, just drop in the YouTube chat, because I'm not currently looking at Discord or Telegram. So just drop in the YouTube chat if you've got any questions, console related or anything else. All right. And yeah, let's jump in. Grab a link from below if you're unfamiliar with the console. The loads of tutorials on my playlist as well. So if you go to my main channel, have a look at the playlists for the TRDR console. Start with the basics, aggregated OBD, volume, King, liquidity template, all the good stuff you need in there to get yourself comfortable and get started. Mother's back in. What have you been eyeing up, Mother? Tell me some altcoin setups you've been looking at. Hope some of you guys played the short positions over the weekend. I know a lot of guys in the socials did. A little bit of a risk-off situation at the end of last week, wasn't it? As we didn't get much follow-through bid. Few guys pointed out that liquidity was ripping highly on the spot charts especially. So yeah, certainly a little bit of risk off. Didn't get that follow through wanted to, and here we are. Wasn't particularly watching the charts at the weekend. When I woke up Sunday, was it Sunday? Yeah, I think it was Sunday, wasn't it? I was thinking, what's all the fuss about? Bitcoin still looks pretty good. It's at range lows. looks all right. And then I look, and someone said, I think it was Alex in the socials, he went, mate, look at altcoins. I was like, oh shit, yeah, altcoins were just down so bad, and I shouldn't laugh. You know, obviously I hope everyone's all right and no one got damaged or anything like that. It's manage your risk as a priority, obviously. I know we can all get stung now and again, but yeah, I think Bitcoin's looking all right. Got the multiverse chart open as we speak. We will dive into a bit of big boy Bitcoin. Ethereum doing Ethereum things. Fuck off Ethereum, excuse my language. Yeah, keep an eye on Sol because, yeah, I would like to see Sol rise up again really after hitting this zone. It's been hitting a little bit of bid. We'll go look at that in a bit more depth a little bit later. And yeah, watching BNB. Nice BNB signal at the bottom here. A few other coins I've been keeping an eye on just for just the coins that have moved nice over the last few months really and then have pulled back. You know, usual stuff, AVAX, Link, and the like. All right, but let's go into, let's zoom into a little bit of a bigger picture and just have a look at, let's have a look at what Bitcoin's doing here. I've planted some levels on here, but you don't really need to know these, to be honest. You know, I think we all know. I don't think, I say I don't think, I don't have a clue what's going to happen. We just follow the data as it comes in. We are slaves to the data, wherever that leads us. But I don't think it's going to be easy up here, to be honest, at all. I think this main area where your weekly open is up here, near this kind of like 65.5 level, you're probably going to meet a certain amount of resistance. And what that could possibly be is sellers thinking that there's a fundamental market change, shift in structure, and they might be thinking we're going to go a lot lower. So as you rise up here, you might get people coming out of positions. Okay, that's going to create a little bit of resistance. I do believe, mentioned it in the video earlier, that as we rise up higher, whenever that may be, not saying it's going to be imminently, I think most supply at the top end has been cut, and I think when we do rise up, I think we'll slice through 70k. Pretty easily, but that is just me being a little bit of a range trader as well. Let's have a look at the ratios. We'll go and have a look at the range. All right, so nice bit of bid depth at the bottom here. Okay, so from the beginning of the week, we're coming in, we're already finding demand. Okay, so you've got a load of group spot signals here, and you've got some BTC diamonds already. 60k was always going to be the initial level to really look for. Why is that? Most exchanges had confluence down there. So when you're executing your trades or executing a little bit of risk exposure in some more spot or anything like that, this is always the level you want, okay? Or initially, you know, this is always the level initially. So we got some nice bounces, couldn't, you know, and you can just see here the value area low of the entire 4-hour range, which I'll go look at in a second. It's just perfect how we just come up, meet that resistance, as you can see. You know, you don't even have to know that really. Just look back, just look left. Meet that area. Got capped by some top levels here, quite aggressive top levels on the perps market as well, and rotated back down again. So that's just some selling into your initial bounce, you know. Came down, we've hit the BTC diamonds, a few BTC diamonds there, and a lot of people have filled spot positions as we hit, what did we hit? 1.4 billion aggregated depth, so really nice there, 1.4 billion aggregated depth. I'm not going to get too bearish when we're coming down, and the spot market and the perps market is prepared to still bid this up, okay? So that's where we are, risk on from this zone. Mentioned in the video as well that, you know, from the beginning of the week, any kind of risk on in this zone should get a little bit of reward. Where do we go to? We'll have to have a look. You need to initially smash this value area low, this little bit of resistance here, and then we'll go and fight any stupid bears that are above. All right. But if you're executing down there, very easy to manage this trade now, okay? I don't think we're going to get a V-shape back up as mentioned, but it's very easy to manage your risk now. I would personally keep stops still just under this level because you could still chop this zone, come back down, confirm and go. But I certainly, if we started to float back down and kill any of these resting limit orders lower, 59k, 58 and beyond, I would certainly be killing the trade, to be honest. I wouldn't want to ride this down in any way, shape or form. I would be killing that trade and reviewing as we go again. Just start fresh. You know, you could even, depending on your execution down here, we did just wick below 60 keks. Depending on execution, you could even hit that at break even now, to be honest, depending on your risk tolerance. All right, so here we are. Massive bid down there, as we can see from this. Let me just go to a 5-minute, cheeky 5-minute chart. I thought these orders here actually got pulled, but they might have been filled on some other exchanges. But as you can see from the turn of the ratios here, I actually think at the time on spot, we're on Binance Spot at the minute, just a 5-minute chart, we actually hit a 90 ratio there. Very, very, very rare. You know, very rare. At the same time, perps really wanted to defend this area as well. So they're really, really defending the area, okay, on massive aggregated bid depth. So Binance, some of your biggest exchanges, defending that zone. At the same time, the rest of the exchanges, aggregated exchanges we're looking at, we're defending that zone as well. Really, really nice, okay? So that's where we are. Let's just have a look at volume if anyone didn't see it over the last couple of days. So I'm just on a 15-minute chart here with that slightly slower look back, all right? Basically, slow grinding. What I mean by the slower look back is I have a 70 look back on this, all right? On the Volume King template, if anyone's eyeballing that. Perps market quite happy here. Spot market pretty chilled. And what I mean by that, the spot market, they're not exactly, you know, brilliant bull divs here. But what you can say is there's no more selling. You know, selling looks done, okay? One thing to note as well is absolutely flat as a fart open interest, as in when we've come down here and cut this zone, everyone got washed out the market on there. You've bounced here. Obviously, a few people have got chopped up. You've rolled over, and absolutely contracts in the perpetuals and derivatives markets absolutely just wiped out the books. No one knows what to do here, whereas bigger players are saying, yes, I want to get a little bit risk on. Let's just go to the 1 hour volume. We won't hang around on this too much because I've been showing it in some of the socials as well. But as we can see, bullish volume divs, really, really nice, with low open interest, LS ratios at the bottom. Funding was still kind of hanging around up here. I think it's been, yeah, it's been flirting in and out of the negative territory. But yeah, LS ratio, open interest cluster down there with the bull divs, with your massive aggregated depth in that zone, confirming your wick space. So if you're into that kind of thing, confirming your wick space as well. This was the zone, you know, this was the zone to concentrate on, be patient, wait for a good execution in this zone, all right? So very, very nice. What I'll just show you quickly is the liquidity as well, just in case anyone missed it on the socials or anything like that over the last couple of days. I was a little bit slow to see this, I have to say, on Sunday morning, I believe. But if you're unfamiliar, go watch the Liquidity King video. All right, but liquidity on this initial drop and this initial wick down from Sunday, cheeky of them to do it on a Sunday, wasn't it? Who's selling Bitcoin on a Sunday? But yeah, on this initial liquidity drop, I think DK of TRDR and a couple of other guys pointed this out straight away that we've absolutely nuked the books. What do you get when you've nuked the books like that? If anything, don't chase your shorts down. You're going to get, at the very, very least, a liquidity bounce. What's that? All the players are out in the market. It's very easy to float the price up on low volume, okay? And we can see that we've floated right up and then just tapped 66k, okay? So if anyone's even scalping that, very, very well rewarded, all right? But yeah, absolutely nuke the books, nuke the open interest, and some big liquidations. I don't think it's any of the biggest liquidations we had, although I did hear that on crypto Twitter. But it looked bigger there. I know they're quite scammy in providing liquidation data, so I'm not going to dwell on that too much. While we're here, here's your range. All right, so you're at range lows. If you're a range trade or with every support and resistance level marked out for the past 6 months, like myself, then this is a nice area to get risk on. Weekly lows here. Value area low that we just tapped the other day on our liquidation bounce, came down, confirm your wick space and go. And yeah, you can just see there that you went and tickled just below 60k there, okay? We need to go and take this area back. I don't think it's going to come in one big clip up like these zones, okay? As mentioned on the video earlier, just go and watch that. It could be a little bit of a slower process, a little bit of a slower auction round here, okay? But this is your weekly open up here. You can see, I mean, just pull some fibs as well, but this is your weekly open up here, 65.5. And then you've got the overall range POC up there, 67.5. And then I'm going to, I've got some levels marked higher, but I am going to ignore them for now because they're just such a distance off, okay? You need to kind of start flipping some levels, and then we'll see if we can do business a bit higher. What do we look for if this is going to rotate back down, okay? So yes, we've hit massive bid. We've got big bullish volume divergences. Liquidity nuked the other day on this wick, so that is telling us to get a little bit risk on. From seeing that we want to get a little bit risk on off this wick, we then bounced. From the beginning of the week, we saw the top levels were at 60k. That was going to be our first key area to get a little bit risk on. Yesterday, we hit that, all right? So easily managed trade there now. But what do we want to look for if we are going to rotate back down a little bit lower? You can see that although we're in a big 4-hour range auction and the daily chart and the weekly chart looks okay, you are trending down, and you've been trending down, confirmation of a lower high there, basically from the 12th of April. So not much, not much time really. But you want to start breaking some structure now. You need to start flipping this level as a key, okay? If you can't start rotating some of these levels like here, and then you're just even putting in lower highs here and rotating down, then it's not going to look too good, is it? I also want to see, which we didn't get up here, mentioned towards the beginning of last week, and as we're entering last week, I mentioned that you want to see them USDT limit orders, resting limit orders, push this up through this level, confirm it as support, and then we go. We just didn't see that, all right? You want to see that now here. You want to see the USDT levels coming in, so those resting limit orders, green top levels on your TRDR console, come in and start to support price as you move up, all right? So it can almost like ladder in as price moves up. You also want to see perps continue like this, all right? So perps looks really, really good, okay? You want to see that continue. As soon as they start to lose a bit of bid and you don't get any USDT levels, you hit these resistance zone a little bit higher, even if we get that high and start to roll back over, yeah, it's not going to look too good. But right now, at the minute, still in favour of a bit of risk on, easily managed from this area here. Unless I'm reading it wrong, could you check later? 68k walls got pulled. 68k walls on perps. All right, yeah, we'll go and have a look now. Let's go and have a look now. Oops, I'm just drawing some more lines. Yeah, so this is your range, guys. Get marked out, pull a range. You don't even have to pull a fixed range and put these levels in, to be honest. I would look left and just put some horizontal lines on. These are your weekly lows at the minute, which is very, very obvious. You've got your wick space, you've got your volume divs into this area. Just look left and put some resistance lines on. We need to start flipping some of these areas. As I say, I don't think it's going to be really, really easy right now. Could take a little bit of time. You can just see we're just auctioning a little bit now. This is your zone. Get on the TRDR console, get your alerts set, be patient, execute as close to top levels as you can, okay? If you're away from desk, get your alerts set to email, okay? Or your Telegram, and just keep an eye on it. And then you'll get them in here in your price log. We are not alert traders in the absolute slightest, but this is pure raw data, and it's signifying demand and supply, okay? When you get that on top of your volume, bullish volume divs and the like, that's when we'll step into the chart. So your alerts are telling you to have a look at the charts. Go and have a look at the charts, Nick. You've got some demand in that zone. Have we still got volume bull divs? Oh, crikey, we've got massive depth as well. Right, okay, I might want to execute in here. All right, so go get these alerts set up as well. BTC Diamonds, BTC Group Spot. All right, get them set, and these are your areas. If you're in nothing now, no particular edge. Unfortunately, that's just the way the Bitcoin is, isn't it? You need to execute. I mean, you had a good bit of time here. What was that? Yeah, you had a good couple of hours to execute in there, really. So yeah, right. What am I looking at? 68k on. Do you mean these ones here? Was it So I'm looking higher, am I? Okay. Was there some 68k plus walls got pulled on Binance Peps? You're probably meaning these. Yeah, they will do. Yeah. So if these guys didn't get filled, I mean, this can be like profit taken, obviously. They kind of, and what you see is they kind of were moving up with price, weren't they? And then they really stuck firm there, didn't they? At 73k, 0 to 25%. Let me have a look, see if I can do that quickly. 25%. Yeah, I do have to say I'm not that fussed about looking 25% away, because that could take a while. Oh, this one here. Yeah, I won't be too concerned though. It looks tiny. It's probably not much, is it? But yeah, it looks like it's been 67.9 been pulled. 68.5 has been pulled in the last 2 days. Let me just go to 1 day. If ever in doubt, just come to order book changes here. But yeah, 67.9 it looks like. You had a big order block there that's been pulled. Yeah. Yep. Good, well noticed. Yeah, it's been pulled. Yeah, I mean, I prefer spot to be honest. These guys, they can be very dynamic. I do like the way they came in here on perps. So yeah, definitely worth keeping an eye on, and especially when you see stuff like this coming in to cap price at these areas. You know what you don't want to see when price is floating down. If you can see these, I mean, I don't think they're very large orders, but if you see these things here on perps, when price is moving down, what you don't want to see is these resting limit orders start to chase price down as well. Okay, so yeah, you quite rightly, you're saying that's been removed. It's if anything, it's good. Okay, so what we want to see is this bid continue. If we're going to float up a little bit, we need to break some of this structure, get some of this bid continue. Yeah, you need some of these levels to stay dynamic and keep pushing up. But the same, you need to see that from spot markets as well, okay? So you need these resting limit orders here. Let's get these guys chasing up as well. But yeah, it could potentially be a boring 24 hours, unfortunately. It feels like I say that a lot when we're on this stream, to be honest, but it potentially could be. It's one of those where you want to kind of execute down here, fire and forget, get your risk managed, and then go and chill, or go and plan. We'll go and look at altcoins in a second, but of any alts being absolutely decimated that you had missed out on the last few months, and you maybe want to get a bit of risk on, And I'm not talking about listening to any crypto legends out there and not naming any names, and then just upping the 100x leverage as soon as they say, oh yeah, I think you want to get a bit of risk on. Everyone should know better than that. But yeah, I do agree that if alts have taken massive 20 to 30% drops and you're not positioned, then have a look. And I'm talking spot as well. I won't talk about leverage on here. Do your own research and not financial advice. All of that good shizzle. Right, quick look at ratios then before we dive into some other stuff. Bitstamp are very bid here. But I don't know if there's much edge from Bitstamp nowadays. Look at that chart. That's a little bit messy. This is messy. And this is one thing I will say for when we go and have a look at the alts in a second, is that some of the altcoin books are a little bit messy. Reason for that being is because of the flush we've had, okay? That we've just had a massive flush. Everyone's vying for a position and price has to auction some certain areas. So order books, if you're seeing shit like this, especially on alts, it's a little bit messy, okay? Coinbase Pro, all right, so they're selling into this a little bit now. Okay, so they keep selling into the highs. Yeah, not too surprised at that, to be honest. Still at quite a nice price if people just want to offload a little bit of spot. But as you can see, 60k was still your region for Coinbase Pro, and these guys bid it very, very hard. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting if we can, if we can hold this area. Spot markets across multiple exchanges bid this 60 to 59k area. Do they want to defend that area and float price up? All right. I'm really liking Bitstamp, actually. It seems super dynamic. It does. The only thing I'd say about Bitstamp for me is watch your top levels more than this messy overlay. I would say it's a really messy overlay. You're almost better. I've got a top level thing here. You're almost better on Bitstamp watching the top levels. To be honest, I would say possibly. I won't go into too much detail, but yeah, their top levels seem to be a little bit better than what their let me just refresh that real quick. Then what their overlays are. Let's have a quick look at Gemini. I may as well have a look together. That's nice to see Gemini doing that. Okay, so Gemini have they've obviously filled this zone with everyone else, and then now this is what you want to see on the other exchanges. We've filled 60k. We want to support that level, okay? And I'm not saying that when you see these resting limit orders, they can crack, you know. So it's not always a case of they don't get filled or they get pulled or whatever. But you want to look for these guys either defending this area or getting filled and then price pulling up from there. All right. Kraken, quick look at Kraken. They've had a few fills there, but nothing much to say. Kraken USDT have been very, very bid. Interesting to see that Qcoin here actually really, and again, this is why I was looking at 60k all week. Confluence of multiple exchanges, okay? Qcoin, massive ratios again. So this will have been 90 ratio, something silly on the order book depth at 1 to 2.5%. I wasn't watching Qcoin at this time, but I just noticed a few top levels were either getting filled here. I'm not sure across most exchanges, or getting pulled. And you know what? That's not really necessarily spoofing or anything. It can just be that someone maybe wants price a little bit lower, thinks they can get it. You know, it's kind of just what you do. Price is moving down. You've you've got a bit of equity to go risk on in the market. I want best price, you know. I want best price. Oh shit, price is coming down. Right, okay, let's see when getting a little bit lower. I hope people did get filled down there because I thought it was a nice zone. All right. So yeah, Qcoin, very nice chart. They are lacking bid here, like a few other exchanges, but you know what you've got to think. Everyone filled here, you know. I'm not saying everyone, but a lot of people filled their spot bids down here. So I don't expect to immediately see immediate follow through. Okay, you can chop this area a little bit, and we'll go from there. Quick look at some of the perps exchanges. What Deribit? I used to love the Deribit charts. You know, it's not too good nowadays. Just have a look at it's a bit shit to be honest. Okay, what are Bitfinex doing? Okay, we didn't look at Bitfinex spot. All right, so this is nice to see on Bitfinex USDT, and I always forget which one of these does the bigger volume, USD or USDT. But nice to see. Okay, so they've obviously filled a little bit of dynamic bid here. You can see a little bit of market making going on here. But Bitfinex USDT have filled some bid here, so that's nice, good for them. And we're green on the overlays, so if you do come down, these guys are willing to bid a little bit lower. Not much edge from USD if that is the bigger volume from the Bitfinex guys. Something of note, they seem to want to cap price there with a little bit of a resting limit order. Okay, at 64, we'll call that 64,900. All right, so interesting to see. But yeah, price floating up a little bit here. I think on the lower time frame volume, we were getting a kick from today. You see these lows here? So this was just end of the Asian session into the European boring session, or it tends to be boring session. Actually, you could have got a bid there. But I did like seeing this morning as price was coming down, volume up. Very, very nice. Volume up with open interest. So some new contracts coming in the market on lower time frames there. Very, very nice to see. All right. Right. Give me a shout. Deribit, God, why do you like the messy charts? Deribit and Bitstamp. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, there are ultra smart traders over there at Deribit. They're just a little bit messy for my liking at the minute, but those guys are ultra smart, aren't they? Yeah. big egghead options traders hedging positions against their options, aren't they? Right, give me a shout if there's anything we need to go over. Let's have a look at a few alts of interest, but also give us a quick shout in the chat if there's anything you need to look at in regards to the TRDR console as well. All right, guys. So yeah, we're getting some real nice edge in the TRDR console, I would say, at the minute. Okay, let's go and have a look at some alts. Okay, right. I'll bite my lip and let's go and have a look at ETH. We need some more dick pics from Vitalik, don't we, to send this little motherfucker up, because it's going nowhere at the minute. ETF narrative or not, it's just absolutely following Bitcoin. One thing to say is, at the lows, it did get really, really big. You know, 400-500 million aggregated depth at the lows, double band bid. And I've got an ETH diamond there, I think. Was that an ETH diamond? It was possibly just ETH group spot actually there. Let me go and have a look at what Perps was doing on ETH. Oh yeah, it was just an ETH group spot, okay, or ETH double band bid there, so quite nice. The cap price a little bit here, so this guy could have been filled actually on a little bit of a sell, but no particular edge right now. The only thing I say I do like, again, is this is kind of what you want to see. You want to see these resting limit orders prepared to fill if we go a little bit lower, okay? Let me have a look at ETH BTC. No edge from those guys. Bitfinex are almost hedging their positions here because they've got this big band of supply a little bit higher up, but they're also really, really willing to bid ETH BTC a little bit there, okay? Bitstamp ETH BTC very much the same. No real edge in these kind of charts, guys, so don't go paying much attention to those. I think you get more edge just from the spot chart on ETH. All right, but let's have while I'm here, let's have a look at volume. Probably doing very similar to Bitcoin. Yeah, very similar to Bitcoin. The only interesting thing is I think the volume from the spot market looks a lot better on ETH, I do have to say. So of note was that when we're down here, the spot volume on Bitcoin was a little bit choppy, but the selling pressure had gone as we hit the lows, okay? But this is really, really nice classic volume divs, as you can see here, okay? Lows coming in right here, just as retail are trying to long this dip all the way down. Probably got washed out the market a little bit, and then you see retail flatten off, open interest down a little bit into the lows, nice cluster down there. And then yeah, it looks really, really nice. Probably the similar on a 1 hour as well. Price coming down, yeah, it looks really nice, that. Look at that. No particular edge, I have to say, and I mentioned this, I won't repeat this, but no particular edge that you get from the red line, the 10k and under, as we call it, retail orders. It's just a little bit of cherry on the cake, and what you'll find from it is if this red line's really dropping into range lows and stuff like that, basically, and funding's coming up, then people are, the masses are kind of rage short in those lows. So if you see bullish divergences when you've got a nice OBD overlay, it's a good sign. And again, I love the fact that ETH open interest is absolutely flat. Okay, so bigger boys and girls are happy to put a bit of risk on here, but generally the open interest is really, really flat. So I would be quite happy now, after you've had a sustained period of low open interest, if volume keeps rising and then you get a kick up in open interest, that's going to be really, really nice with price action. Volume up, open interest up, contracts opening, very, very nice. If funding stays low as well, that's just going to be a nice bit of edge in the market. All right, but yeah, nice, pushing up nicely now. What's Bitcoin doing? I nearly said BitDog. Pushing up. Nice one, all good. Manage your risk, tighten that up if you are so inclined. That's a 1 hour chart as well. Yeah, nice push up. Yeah, manage your risk here, tighten it up. If we do fall back down with any volatility, just manage that risk, kill it, let yourself get stopped out. However you guys kind of manage it. Do you let yourself get stopped out, or do you give yourself that 2.5% risk that I always kind of like? But yeah, nice move up. Chop this area up. Maybe you get some late longs into this zone, okay? And then you need a bit of volatility kick in this zone before you get continuation or something like that. Any supply like this, as mentioned a little bit earlier, we know what to do. All right, guys. I want to have a look at some altcoins with you guys because they did get absolutely decimated. BTC Dom tells me to focus on BTC. I absolutely agree as well, to be honest. I think Big Dog is going to pave the way a little bit. And I do have to say, I wasn't looking at altcoins too much last week. I've looked this week since the decimation of altcoins. But as with regards to leverage trading, I can't say I'm too fussed, you know. Just have a look at what you want a little bit of spot exposure on, you know. Just wonder how TRDR predict price will go 60k after 63k pump 2k's to, oh right, okay. So basically what we're looking for there quickly is there's no guarantee. There's absolutely no guarantee. So we came down and started to find some demand, okay, and we got a move, didn't we? So this is, if we just review this quickly for anyone that's new or just needs to review it, okay? So we came down, we absolutely nuked liquidity, and we hit a BTC diamond. Very, very then easy then to float price back up, and a lot of people get trapped in these areas. You generally got a lot of shorts closing, and we can see here that some entity started to put a level in, a top level, so a big resting limit order at 60k, okay? So straight away. When we bounced, we then came back down, and this level at 61.8 was getting defended. Very, very nice day trade, if anyone caught that as well, because this overlay just here, I've got a little bit transparent, but you hit a group spot bid, so you went diamond, group spot bid, bounce, we came up. We then start to hit a bit of supply, and this can be people coming out of position because they think we're going to roll over. This is it, we're going to go a lot lower. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. We then came up, we eventually went up to 66k. We then come down to this kind of 63k zone, and we chopped this area up, didn't we? And what we're actually doing here is auctioning price. What you're saying is, I haven't got enough demand follow through here. I've got no demand follow through up here. Probably a little bit of supply, as we can see in the aggregated depth. So some exchanges were selling up there. Okay, you're in a price auction at the range lows. What do you need to do? Okay, I've got no follow through bid. I need to go and auction. Imagine it like a market auction. I need to go and auction price back down and see if I can find any bidders that want to buy down here. We come back down, we find a bid, and we chop about a bit. No real, you know, it was a nice one, this, and there's nothing wrong with these longs. The trouble is, if you can see this massive fat green line here, this is a resting limit order, so your largest order block at that time waiting to fill. All right, that was there for 2-3 days. You know, what day are we on now? Thursday. So that was there for 2-3 days. We always like to execute as close to those biggest, you know, large order blocks as we can. So you're bouncing here, but your risk reward is actually down here. All right. You want to execute as close to these order blocks as you can. So the risk reward was always down there. What we were also looking at while we were chopping around here was there was no confirmed bullish divergences until, I think it was 2 days ago, was it? 2 days ago or so, we started to confirm bullish divergences. So we were coming down. People were bidding this. You can see these are spot BTC group spot overlays as well. Nothing wrong with that. And I always say this, that people who are bidding spot in this kind of zones at range lows, they might be quite happy to accept a little bit of 2-3% decline. Okay, nothing wrong with that at all. We then came back up. The area got defended by some top levels. Again, no follow through bid immediately. And we're just talking about lower time frames. What do you need to do? You need to go back down and auction price again. So this was always the zone. All right. This was always the zone because we're on Binance 15-minute chart at the minute. Coinbase, 60k. Qcoin, 60k. All right. So 3 very large exchanges. I could go and have a look at Bybit. We don't get all the data from Bybit. Have I got Bybit on there? I ain't got Bybit spot. Okay. No worries. Let me just have a look at CoinM and no, there's no edge there. Unfortunately, we don't get all the data from Bybit. So 3 very, very large exchanges, for the last, well, pretty much all week, you can say all week, was saying this is the area we want to fill, okay? This was the largest resting order block at that time. So this was always going to be our first area of interest, all right? Unless you're day trading, you know, a couple of guys in the socials were day trading, scalping this area. But on seeing this from back on the 14th, someone put a big order block down there and, you know, wait for that guy to either, or that girl, entity to go and get filled and defend that area or let it fail. It was always going to be your first area of risk. So I've been talking about 60k, obviously, wanted this area to come down, and here we are, you know. 3, I think I mentioned it in one of the YouTube shorts. Go and watch one of the YouTube shorts. I mentioned it. I was basically saying, right, we need some more bid depth. Okay, so as we're around here, I said we need some more bid depth, knowing that 1 billion or so aggregated bid depth is good bid depth now, okay, in current market conditions over the last 6 months. I want to see some volume divs, all right, and I want to see the, you know, that open interest sustain low on you. To go and have a look, just go and have a look at the shorts. I can't remember what I said. Chatting too much shit to myself over the last week or so on those, but yeah, this was always the area basically. Let's not go on about that too much. Execution as close to top levels as you can. As we came down there, Pep's getting involved as well. All right, hope that makes a little bit of sense. Let me know if not. All right. So we've covered Ethereum. Boring as anything. Maybe it takes a little bit of narrative away in the coming months with ETF and stuff. 60k psychological level. Yeah, exactly. I'm always in favor as well of, you know when I love classic tier. I love people who input with wave theory, you know, and any kind of anything else. I love classic tier, and I love those levels that get put out there. You know, someone will say we have to go and do 59 or 58.5. Well, we have to go and test 54 because there's something there, and I like all that, and we maybe still go down there. My problem is you need to just be watching price action at the time, and when levels like that get thrown out there, it's fine. The only thing I would suggest is don't go and drop resting limit orders down there unless you're a massive entity like this guy here or this guy or girl here, and you're willing to defend that area, you know. For us smaller traders, I would never use resting limit orders. I would watch what's happening at the time, stay dynamic. If you come into the zone that you've been looking at for a while, 60k zone, do you want to execute a little bit of risk on, all right? Because I'm rabbiting on a little bit here, aren't I? But I'm always in favour of when people throw levels out there, 59, 58k. You know, I would have liked 75k the other week before we got a rotation, but it wasn't to be, you know? When technical and classic tier levels are always put out there, I'm always in favour of either front running them or absolutely smashing through them, grabbing more liquidity, and then getting your reversal. I'm always in favour of that, to be honest. So watch the price action at the time. You know, stay dynamic, execute, manage your risk now. Nice one. We're in the trades. Hopefully some guys got some entries there. We're in the trade. Let's watch what happens now. Tighten up risk, and we'll go from there. All right. So if you like Bitstamp, they're actually currently chasing price up, moving top levels up as well, up to 62k. So that's nice to see from those motherfuckers. Don't know if I want to change my group spot alert. Actually, my group spot alert at the minute. Let's go and have a look at some alts in a second. My group spot alert is currently Bitstamp, Coinbase, and Binance. I'm either going to add, I'll let you guys know in the socials if I do it, I'm either just going to add Qcoin in here, or I'm going to take Bitstamp out. I do also have other stuff like, got some Bitfinex ones as well. Bitfinex supply and demand, that's quite good now and again. But yeah, I think I might add Qcoin into here because I do like their chart. Right, let's go and have a look at some other shizzle. Let's go and have a Bitstamp in up. Yeah, very nice. yeah, they are actually. Yeah, fair play to them. It's just a messy overlay, you know. I prefer solid top levels, resting limit orders, order blocks as you want to call them, fat bid, and you just don't see it too often from Bitstamp. I mean, more often than not, they'll probably be on the right side of the market. So I've tested it with QCon for a month and then decided to add it. Yep, I think I'm going to do that myself, to be honest. Yeah, definitely. Right, give us a shout if you want us to look at any alts. I've been looking at a few myself. And like mentioned, I do have to say a few order books are a little bit messy, to be honest. What do I mean from messy? If you just take AVAX for a second, although this is obviously quite nice, it's instantly showing you just aggregated supply and demand areas. Very, very nice. But stuff like AVAX generally, and that was interesting to see the top level at the top there, capping 48. Yeah, you don't want to see, this is what I'm saying, you don't want to see this on alts. Price dropping, and what you don't want to see is these resting limit orders start to chase price down. But what I mean is AVAX has generally been a very, very nice clean chart. It's just, this is a spot chart as well, it's just getting a little bit messy here. And I think we're seeing that because of the wipeout we've had. You know, a lot of people have just been wiped out the market. Can they even afford to get back in on spot now? And I certainly think leverage traders are not jumping in the market right now, as we've seen, because the open interest is just staying sustainably low, which is nice. Right, Solana has been catching some bid down here, which is really, really nice. I won't jump into too much detail at the minute, but I think it's just wicked its major trend line lows and is getting some, obviously some spot bid in this area at this 128 level. It was actually, I think, 135 I mentioned on the live the other week. I thought 135 would have been nice if we could come down to it, and jokingly said that I didn't think we'd get to 135 in one clip. And here we are. so it's nice to come down and see some of these levels get tested actually sooner than later. But yeah, Solana getting some bid. No major edge, but just appreciate when it's coming down to these 128 levels, it is getting some bid. Perps market, not too much edge in that, to be honest. I would be watching across the board on alts, really. I would be watching spot markets at the minute. Same thing as on Bitcoin. Wait for that bid and then see if any levels are getting dynamic and pushing up with price action. Okay, so yeah, Solana, I keep calling it that now, Soy Boy. SBF Soy Boy Solana. Let's run through a couple of others. Give me a shout if I do need to look at any. XRP is going to 589, I'm sure, any minute now, because it's the banker's coin of choice. Bit of a shit chart, to be honest. It's probably going to be at 50 cents for the next 5 years, so enjoy that, XRP army. Tier has been a little bit disappointing, but there is some spot bid on it. If you're a fan of Tier, I think it's quite a favourite project across crypto Twitter, although I'm not sure if it's Tier that's had the... was it Tier that had a bit of a failed or shit airdrop? I'm not sure. Anyway, one of my favourites to... Cheers, Mother's Milk. See you in a bit. One of my favourites that I always mention to trade alongside BTC... obviously, because you've got some buy signals up here, but you were in aggregated supply zones. But one nice one to trade alongside BTC, STX. And as I've said, it always does a good few percent more. So yeah, ignore these ones if you're rotating down with the wider market, and wait for the better edge near these top levels. But yeah, as Bitcoin is finding its lows yesterday, STX finding its lows as well and hitting double bottom. Okay, so double bottom, altcoin, diamond, top level pros, and we're getting a nice rise up 9% or more. It's like 9% more if you're executing at the lows here. Yep, you're already up 9% on that trade, so very, very, very nice from that one. Storage. Oh, let me have a look at the storage. Not much edge there. Okay, yeah, I think you're going to find this. One of the guys in the socials pointed out Rune was looking quite nice earlier. I kind of agree, but I don't like seeing the top levels come down like that. All right, I'd rather I'd rather see price start to get defended now. Imagine they're green. You want to see this rise up now. Really, I would say. But yeah, Rune, I'm sure it's had a very, very nice pullback. I'm not sure what that white line is. Let me just drop to a 4-hour quickly. Fucking hellfire, excuse my language. Yeah, that is a hell of a pullback, isn't it? Shit, yeah. Someone mentioned, I have not looked at Rune actually, but someone mentioned to me the altcoins had nearly come back to their previous lows. Nice classic TA though, breakdown of the trendline test and then drop down if anyone caught that. Nice one. Yeah, back to lows though, interesting. Well, actually, I'm saying that. Those were your lows that we caught in the Discord from the inverted head and shoulders, if anyone remembers that. We caught that low in the Discord and pumped up. So I say it's back to the lows. It looks very nasty. But I guess it's back to these range lows again. I'm not going to pull a fixed range on that because the chart just looks an absolute mess, doesn't it? But yeah, pushing up now, not too bad. Let's go and have a look at Link Marines. Before I do, let me just quick look at Matic. Matic, nice push up, but again, messy order book. Not too much edge there, to be honest. LTC, God, LTC held well. Nice bounce on it as well, actually. Who the fuck's trading LTC nowadays? Why? I know people use it for transfers and stuff, but who's actually... What's the perps market look like? Jeez, yeah. Excuse my language, I do tend to swear a little bit. Say, let's have a look at Say. Say was a nice short there, wasn't it? It's a pretty good project, this one, isn't it? Let me go to a lower time frame. I've maybe not got the yeah, nice top level defending there, 465. Yeah, the altcoins sometimes won't get all the way down to these top levels here, okay? Especially if Bitcoin's starting to run back up, you know? So they won't always make it down here. So sometimes you just have to be a little bit cheeky. And if you're seeing there's, you know, demand coming in as the bigger boy coins are coming in, you sometimes just have to execute and get in and just manage your risk, you know? Right, let's go and have a look at Stinky Link. Another one I want to show you. The hat stays on because the chart continues to be really nice with just hitting a little bit of supply now. Don't chase green candles, as always. With chart, if anyone's into trading that, whether you love it or hate it, you know, maybe you're a bit of a cat fan and not a dog fan, but it's producing a really nice chart. And this comes from activity in the book space. There's a lot of traders actively trading this. So you get some real nice edge in the order books. It's worth keeping an eye on. And actually, there's some with BTC bid as well, as we can see there. A little bit of a messy overlay. But yeah, it looks good. And you're getting some really nice active trading in here. So keep an eye on it, because as you can see, what kind of move have we got from here? I'm going to add it to my charts, my alerts. Actually, I'm going to add it into these low cap alerts. I won't do it now while you guys are on. 11% move up from the demand zone in here. Okay, so you just see there it's wicked, grab the liquidity and moving up. Really, really nice. Add that one in. Right, so from one really, really exciting coin to Link. All right. I do have to say though, I looked at this earlier and thought, shit, okay, it's in really good spot demand. So your main edge is going to come a lot lower if it comes back down to $12. But Link got absolutely bid in this zone, in this 13 to 12.8 zone. It got really, really bid. So unfortunately, it is boring a few people, but it does look okay. Bullish divergences again as you come down. Not much edge in the open interest. Let's go and have a look at what the 4 hour is doing on Stinky Links. It looks wrecked. Not really joking. God, it looks like Rune. Yeah, these coins really got decimated, didn't they? Look, a lot of these alts have got a lot of work to do now, haven't they? I do not think a lot of these altcoins are going to straight V-shape back up. I'm not going to speculate and say this could take all summer. as we are entering the whole selling May thing. I don't know if that narrative plays out again like it always does. Maybe we do have a good summer of good activity. You know, as Bitcoin still does look good itself, maybe the altcoins do look well. But, you know, if you just look at this chart, it's got a hell of a lot of work to do now. It's 40, 50% down from its highs. Lot of work to do. I think you're going to see this on a few coins, aren't you? Give me a shout if there's any coins that have really held well. What I do have to say is, and I will just go and have a look at it again quickly while you guys are on, is the Sol chart I still do think looks good, to be honest. I do have to say. And we're just talking about, oh, look at that range trade, or trend range collapse. So had this drawn out for a little while, to be honest. This is our little bit of a funnel we've got going on. Remains to be seen if this plays out, okay? But just on a 4-hour chart, hope you guys can see that on my silly H&A candles, okay? But on the live the other week, I think we're still kind of in this zone, and we're looking at that kind of range low if it was going to hold in that 164 area, I think. Obviously went into the weekend absolutely nuked. We mentioned this 135 level, I believe it was, as I was looking on my trading view chart. It's actually a lot lower. That's why, because I will have had that there, I believe, at the time, okay? So we're kind of looking at this 135 level, wondering if we were going to hit it. And obviously up here we're saying, oh, you know, don't know if we're going to hit it in one clip, as mentioned earlier on the live stream. We've come down here now. But this structure is really nice. You know, any kind of risk on in this zone, you've got such an easy invalidation, I believe. It looks absolutely brilliant. You know, if you just look back at what the 4-hour link and room chart look like, they look like absolute dog dirt, don't they, you know? So the Sol chart looking really good. So that could be a good narrative to play in the coming year or so. Sol looking good. Yeah, let's get some continuation. Could be very nice, all right? Let's have a look at a couple more altcoins as we're just quick check on what BTC. Oh, wow. Yeah, nice one, BTC. That's what we like to see. Show everyone what's going on. Forget the S&P dropping and what gold's doing, and Middle East conflict again for the 1,000th year. Bid the lows with your BTC diamonds. Manage your risk, and away we go. Let's have a look at a few more coins then. Yeah, AVAX, I don't think there's too much edge on it at the minute. What kind of alerts have I had recently? Uni, Engine. Engine, let's go and have a look at Engine then. I do like a little bit of Engine, actually. I do like Engine. Not much edge on the chart, to be honest. Let me just have a quick look at perps. But moves really well. If you're into day trading, these newer, I know Engine's not really new, get trading some of these coins with Engine, Seisu, Tier. I mean, look at this from earlier on. What time was that today? Manage your risk, obviously, but this was London session time. Even if you're just day trading these, you're 10% up on the day. If you remember last summer, how boring the price action was, this is the shit you need to get involved in, okay? Really nice chart. Right, drop any questions if you've got them, guys. We'll have a look at a couple more bits. Got a couple of new shinier coins here. Nice, yeah, okay. DeFi's not been doing too much, has it? Aave and the like. What's the Aave chart like? Yeah, not too bad, but not too much there, okay. ARB has been really well bid down here as well. Quick look at some of the old, I'll call them legacy coins now. DOT has been very bid down here. I'm sure that does well in the coming run. I do like Gala as well, because Gala was generally, I mentioned this on the live stream a little while ago, but Gala was so low on the daily. I do want to go and have a look at that actually. But yeah, the bid on Gala, bit of a gaming coin, isn't it, has been really good. Let me just go show you the daily chart on a little bit of Gala if I can. Oops, that's volume. Yeah, basically that's the kind of altcoin chart you want to be eyeballing. So, you know, not quite sure. I had alerts there, but I'm taking alerts off because it's running now. But yeah, not too sure if Gala has got the narrative to continue a massive run. and leg up, but let me just pull a cheeky quick fix range there, okay? But it's the kind of altcoin chart, if you compare this to stuff that's already ran, like Rune and Link and the other stuff. If you can try and eyeball some of these charts on the daily, they look really, really, really good. Okay, so yeah, those are your highs, 0.05. It's got a little bit of work to do, but looks really nice here. Still low on the daily chart, looks very, very nice. I'm just going to leave those lines on for the minute. Yeah, Gala, really nice one. And I'm sure there's plenty more altcoins out there that look like this as well. Look really, really good. Right, let's, what else do we need to look at? Any of us? Oh, LDR actually. LDR has been a little bit shit, the same as ETH. I'm sure if ETH starts to run, LDR is going to do the same, but yeah, no real edge. A few months ago, this one was really, really nice, but not too much edge there, to be honest, at all. Right, drop any questions if you've got them. Mina, another coin I do like. What we'll do is, we're going to do a quick screen share in the Discord tomorrow. I'm not sure of timings yet. I'll ask some of the other guys what timings they want. But we're going to do a screen share in the Discord tomorrow, because that was really nice last week, if anyone caught that. Really nice to get the opinions of some of you guys. You can get a lot more people chatting and dropping questions in on there. A little bit more of a casual session, instead of me just talking at you guys for an hour or so in this session. All right. So that'll be tomorrow. I'll drop a link for that in the socials. Join us there. It'll be a bit more of a chilled one. If you've got any questions about the console as well, you know, however lowball or dumb you think they are not, because we all started at one point, especially in the console. So if you're unfamiliar with anything, if you need any help, give us a shout. Drop it in the socials today in the chat boxes. I'll be around, but we will be doing a quick live screen share tomorrow. All right, guys. So nice push up here. We know the levels we need to look for above. Look for that supply hit, and you see Coinbase Pro just with a little bit of supply. I don't see any reason to close this out just yet, especially in this start of the US session. Just manage your risk a little bit more, to be honest. If you are looking to short anything back down, I'd probably favour an altcoin that's running a little bit higher, to be honest. So give us a shout if you need anything in the socials. Discord screen share tomorrow. Hope everyone's had a great day and continues to have a really good week. If you've got any benefit from the screen share, this screen share today, just give it a share for us and give it a like, because it does help. Not for me really, but I feel more people should get involved with this console, to be honest. It's the main reason we do it. It's the main reason we brought it to YouTube, to be honest. We used to just do these screen share sessions privately, but we brought them to YouTube because I think a lot more people need to obviously know the alpha that this console brings. It's the best console out there. It's very, very cheap data, I do have to say, compared to some other platforms. So just give it a share it with everyone. You know, there's no alpha decay. You're still going to get your degens that long 100x after certain Twitter legends tell them to go risk on in these sort of areas. So there's no alpha decay. All right, guys. Hope everyone has a great week. Join us tomorrow on the screen share. Cheers, guys.